What's going on, guys? I really like this title. Man, I wish I had this when I first started trading, right? Like, if you're approaching trading from a broke mindset, you will lose every single time, right? And I'm gonna explain to you guys why. Because I wanna ask you, why is it that you are over leveraging? Why are you over trading? How come you're gambling? How come you don't have no trading plan? How come you never take profit? How come you always feel like this is the trade that's gonna be that million dollar trade right here? This is the trade that changed my life, right? You ever go through those feelings, right? Because I have when I first started, especially from this industry, especially just culture in general, right? Everything is just quick, fast, and easy. Where, like, when's the last time your influencer told you that things take time? Like, be patient, right? It's never that. Where do you get that information? You got to seek it, right? You got to find the right people. So that's why you got to cut off a lot of the stuff that you learn, right? Because in this industry too, when you have a broke mindset, it is no way you could get to that next level in life. It's a constant improvement, right? What does your environment look like? Who are you around every single day? What is the type of information you're consuming yourself, right? Like I told you guys in previous videos, if I give you $1 million right now, what are you gonna do with it? How would you change your life? You just buy stuff, right? You just go buy a car, buy a new house, but you're not the type to turn that million to 10 million, right? So if you're not that person, maybe that's the type of person that you need to become today. That's what you have to start educating yourself on. Because when I first started trading, I was working security and I was making like eight to $900 every 2 weeks. Like, damn. And I had a kid. So let that show you that anything's possible. But my mindset behind trading was completely bad because of the people that I was looking up to. Nobody was telling me that I had to build a saving plan to get a better job. In the meantime of you having a better job, still work on your industry, but at least you don't have to struggle and trade for bills, right? Because when you're trading and your mindset is telling you that, oh, I need to make this amount of money right now so I can pay this bill, you're going to be over leveraging. You're already going downhill, right? Because majority of us don't have the luxury where trading is going to change your life. Like when you have totally nothing, trading is what's going to change your life completely today, right? Most of us don't have that luxury. So sometimes you just have to get a better job so you can feel a little more safer, but don't get comfortable. Still treat trading like that's the way out, right? And that's exactly what I did. I got better at trading when I started improving myself, when I stopped hanging out with certain quality of people, when I started gathering more information about how to better myself, how to better my finances, right? When I got a better job, when I was able to pay for things for my family, when I was able to feel more respectable of myself, when I treated myself better, when I educated myself better, when I said more to no things, when I said more no to fun, right? Focus on me. And then after work, even before work, was just family and trading. So I took that seriously every single day, where I just made sure that at least at home, money was coming in, but I had to make sure that I had a better job. And most people's gonna look at that and say, hell no. Like, you probably did everything else but that, right? And you're still in the same situation you was 2, 3 years ago. I was the same way. I used to think the same way, right? I used to feel like, oh, trading is going to be the end all, the be all for me. But that job that I got where I used to work for the council, right? City Council in New York, when when I got that, it was the best job I ever had. I was making more money than I ever did in my life. But I improved my character. But still, I was focusing on trading. I ended up quitting that job and trading full time, right? But that was the start. I was trading way longer than I was working for the city council, But that job was what helped me take that financial pressure off my back. Okay. So that's where I understood where it was like a lot of people want to resent that because they feel like the job is going to take time away from you. In reality, there's 8 hours of your day where you're not focusing on the markets anyway, right? But you are working, but you're probably working a job that is not helping you with any of your bills. So when you're dealing with a lot of stress, it's gonna be extremely hard for you to focus on the markets. It's gonna be extremely hard, right? It's gonna be hard if you can't pay bills, if you can't put food on the table, and you got $100 trading account and you're thinking about turning this $100 to 10 grand, right? It's gonna be extremely hard because even if you're up 100, you make $500. You're not gonna withdraw it. What you're gonna do is, oh, let me turn that 500 to 1,000. You never even had $400 from a trading account before because you're only thinking about everything all the way up here. You're just over leveraging. You're just gonna think about greed, more, 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 and more. And the problem is, guys, we're always gonna think that way, but you're gonna be able to control it. And that's the goal, right? You're gonna be able to control the greed the more and more and more you start working on yourself on how to fix it, right? That was my issue, was greed. There was days I used to have $1,000 days and I never made $1,000 before and I never took 1,000 and I ended up losing that and blowing the account. So mind you that, right? So if I'm able to do all of that, nobody is more special than anybody else, right? We all go through the same struggles because we all are seeking the same information from like all the same resources. So we got to stop idolizing majority of these people. That's not helping you. If they're not telling you, sorry, oh, you want to get to this, you want to be like me, you got to change who you are. You got to change your mindset. You got to change how you approach life. You got to change how you think. If they're just telling you, oh, you want to be like me, buy my course, then you know you're listening to the wrong person. That's a broke mindset, guys. That's a broke mindset when you're just gullible, right? You feel like there's something external that's going to help you get to that next point, and you're still the same version of yourself 5 years ago. That's the problem. So the person that you are now, if you're not motivated, you're not disciplined, right? You're not educating yourself every day. You don't have a daily schedule. You don't have a routine. That's the broke mindset, man. This is why we end up in this endless cycle, right? And I know a lot of you guys, man, yeah, you feel like it's me to break the cycle. And it's probably because it is. But it's not going to be fun, right? It's going to be boring. You know, there's no dopamine to it. You're not going to get the joy of educating yourself like playing a video game. But the more you deny your flesh, the more you deny temptation and focus on what's actually going to help you, that's when you start making a change. That's when you start seeing things change differently. Focus on what will I do if I had $1,000 right now? How could I manage that? Because when you start thinking that way, one day you will get $1,000, right? And then you will be able to manage it the way that you know you're supposed to, right? What if I had 100 grand right now? How will I be acting? How would I look? How would I manage this money? Learn that, because when the time comes, you will be able to maintain it. All right. So just a recap now. If you guys are failing because we do have a broke mindset when it comes to this, we all start in this industry with a broke mindset, but you have to change the stuff that you look at, the stuff that you see, the stuff that you hear, right? You have to change. You have to stop looking at people that's trying to influence you from quick dopamine, quick things, fast and easy. Oh, buy this course right here. This is going to change your life. You got to learn to step away from that. If these people is not teaching you that, you have to change your mindset. You got to change who you are. If they're not actually telling you that first, then you know that's not the person that you should be listening to. All right, guys. So hopefully this video helps you.